In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that can help you bring balance to your masculine and feminine energy during this Pisces new moon. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony. And for all of you that have followed me and have noticed my absence, I won't go into the full story here, but I do want to share before I get started on the energy update for the new moon in Pisces here on March 13th of 2021. That I have been rerouted to go through a process of healing and going deeper within myself to really learn all the things that I'm going to share with you today for these 3 ways that can help you bring balance to your inner masculine and your inner feminine. But before I do that, just on a very high place, just to let you know my absence as far as why I've been gone. I have been recovering from the virus and I am not fully recovered and I'm not seeing clients right now, and I've had to step away to choose me. And there's so much that I have learned on so many levels, and so I felt guided on this new moon, even though I'm not back to 100% or anything like that. I really felt guided just to show up in a way of authenticity, realness, ask for your own love and support for me as I continue to go through this journey in order to restore balance within on every level, mind, body, and spirit, and wholeness and completeness and harmonic health. And so the first thing that I want to do is I just kind of want to give you a big overview of this energy. And so basically, also I want to say this doesn't matter gender. When I talk about the masculine and feminine energies, this is about bringing balance to both within. And as you do that, that will align with everything and everyone and the reflection of everything around you. But we're really being asked, in the biggest picture of this right now, is to bring in and embody all of these things. And so what we've been doing, as always, is going through these waves of highs and lows, the contrast, the polarities, learning to let go of the resistance and the surrender so that we can trust this process. And one of the things for me personally right now, I just want to share in that is I've done that so many times and I went through so many layers as everyone. And I had been in my highest high in January. And starting this process at the beginning of February, it has taken me to my lowest low. And it's really teaching me so many things. You know, when I come to you guys and talk about inner masculine and inner feminine and that balance and this energy, those of you who've really followed me know how much I talk about my own inner masculine being such a strong-willed spirit that feels hard to tame, doesn't want to let go, doesn't want to let go of that control or that surrender to certain things. And I mean, I've said so many times, I don't even know how much more balanced I can get. But there's obviously always more. And so we're always trying to go from these contrasts and the polarities to find the balance between them. And so the first thing that this is really helping us do is release the wounded masculine inside. And this is clearing and opening the space for us to create the space for the feminine to come in. And that is requiring us to really revisit all the layers, another layer, going through of letting go of like old thoughts, patterns, stories, beliefs, emotions. And one of the things, I'm going to say about that for me, the experience I've been through, it's like they've all are flooding through me at the same time to be able to transcend those, to repattern those, I should say, and reprogram those so that I can recreate and implement the new thoughts, the new patterns, the new stories, and really let go of stories. And one of the things I'm seeing too is everything I've learned up to this point, I'm really being asked to like let go of everything I've known, like stripped of everything. And it's boiling down to being able to trust this process and really trust ourselves and really take back our own power. And this is the wounded masculine that's held on in so many structures, so many, our personal selves, but also in every system outward into society, into the collective. And so, if you experience this and you're going through some really tough times, like that was really a lot of what February was about, was really being able to identify and heal these things. And these are the wounds of the old ways and the old masculine ways. So in that, the second thing that's coming up and with this is transmuting the emotions that are arising with that. And that's what this Pisces energy is also all about, because Pisces represents water and represents emotions. And for me personally, what I'm seeing in this is that I never knew how to express myself. I never knew how to feel the bad side. I only knew how to, focus on the positive. And so it's really sending me to some deep layers of emotions. And we're talking in all of this. One of the things I want to say is in our physical reality and in our body, because we're embodying all of this right now. And so it's about us learning how to shift the vibration of these low patterns into the higher ones, or these emotions. And for me personally, I had stored all of these things in my body for my entire life. And it's like they're all being triggered at the same time. They all want to come out. And then there's the shield and the protection of the wounded masculine trying to block that. That's not allowing that to come through. That's still hanging on and holding on and not allowing to step into that deepest vulnerability. And I've been talking to a lot of people about this that has been in my little circle with this, and it's going on a lot collectively. And I have had a lot of healers, a lot of levels. And so I'm doing a lot of things, and in some ways too many things. So I've learned how to also back off on that so that I'm not putting so much energy into doing versus being. So the doing has a beginning and an ending, and what we're used to with the wounded masculine, where the feminine is about being and it's eternal. And it's about connecting and alignment and knowing that it's always inside of us and that we don't have to search for anything from that. But in that, we're transitioning through these emotions that have been trapped in our body that are coming out. I also have had this feeling of needing to just break down and cry and just let a lifetime of emotions out. And I've not been able to fully get to that place, but I've been working on layers of that. And so if you're also going through that, let me know. This is some really deep work at this time. And I know going into this really hit me by surprise personally, because I was in this place of really the brightest and felt like everything was moving forward. And I even had to go through a process of anger, of how, we attract our experiences, and how would I need another, experience like this to put me in place to be able to see more of what I need to see. But I can tell you it's doing its job on so many levels. So the third thing in that is that we're embodying the actual femininity. And that means, for me, I've been put in a position to express myself in ways I've never done, ask for help in ways I've never done, because I've been in situations that's not allowed me to actually do, and that I've had to ask for help that is so, vulnerability and humbling, and then being open to receive it. And so what this is doing then is, I feel like we're collectively doing this to embody that femininity, to bring the balance between healing that wounded masculine inside, to let go of the wounds, heal the masculine by transmuting those emotions, repatterning and reprogramming the thoughts, the feelings, the patterns, the actions, and the belief systems into the new way. Being able to embody and embrace the emotions from that place of vulnerability, and then embodying our femininity by I'm just feeling out what it feels like to say here. Grace. And of course there's power, taking back power in this, because there's a lot of things that I went through in this that was a sense of giving away power. And then I've had to take it back. And one of the things that really created for me in this that I've never really experienced in my life, and I know a lot of you have, is the abandonment and the being alone, because I went through this alone during a snowstorm. And it kind of trapped and triggered me like in the corner to bring up a lot of fears and emotions that and the need and the desire to be cared for, taken care of, and nurtured. And there was no one there. And it really took me deep. And so I've even had I'm gonna keep this short because I've had a lot of laryngitis that kind of comes and goes. And so it's affected my throat chakra. And that's one of the things I think everyone's throat chakra is being affected, because we're all learning to embody the speech of this. So again, just to clarify, everything about this is embodiment. We're doing it. We're purging out what's been stored in the body. We're being asked to really be and bring into the body these emotions of the femininity and the vulnerability and the being, so to speak. And that way we can bring it in balance with that masculine. And the other thing I want to say about the masculine is, I've talked to a few different divine masculine that are not only waking up now in this time, but they're waking up to these emotions that they've never felt. And their heart chakras are kind of bursting open. And that's another thing, is my heart chakra has been really, really going lots of things with the heart chakra. So you may be feeling the heart chakra right now as you're learning to really bring in this masculine and feminine balance into your heart. And so if you're still having, a need to release some really deep things that are the karmic patterns, I invite you to take advantage of my Free Your Soul online course. And because of this new moon, I'll have a link below. It's going to be offered at half price for this new moon. So get plugged into that if you still need to do some karmic release. Because it not only does the karmic release in that, it also helps to raise your vibration. It also helps to reprogram in some of the new things that you want to create. So anytime we let go of something, we need to bring in something. So that's the same thing. We're letting go of the wounded masculine energy collectively. This is collectively. And what we do within ourselves is changing everything outside of us. So this would be a powerful place. Excuse me. This would be a powerful place for you to work if you still need to do some of that work. And just let me know where you're at. I will do my best to respond to as many messages as I can. My energy has not been where it should be, so I haven't been able to fully respond to anything and everything. But I wanted to show up here today to, I just missed you guys. I missed you so much. And as always, I put my own pain into a purpose. And so for me to show up here today, as much as you could look at it from one end as a doing, and the masculine side, because I questioned this, being here to force anything, I really came here with no agenda and just felt like I, from a feminine side, wanted to show up in vulnerability with no real agenda, but to be able to contribute and to put what I'm going through into this purpose. And that's how I heal. That's how I've always healed. Anytime I'm going through something, rather than sitting there and letting it sort of take over, I try to use that for the fuel towards something positive. And that transmutes and transcends the lower vibration of it. And so that's really why I'm here, is to be able to transmute my own emotions in this and show up in a very vulnerable way and express myself from the heart. And this is helping me then embody that femininity that then is not only releasing the masculine within me, of of how this turns out or too much thought into it, but it's bringing my own balance here. And being the new moon, I wanted to really set that intention for myself to go forward in the sense of balance, because no matter how bad you feel, and let me tell you, this has had me feeling not well at all, but I also, one thing I do want to say about that, I would never let myself really say I don't feel well, because to me that was the negative low vibration. I would focus on the idea and the concept that I am well, no matter how I felt. So I never gave myself an opportunity to feel it out, to be truthful with myself, to be honest and real and say, I feel like crap. You know, I said it to a client the other day that I text. I said, I told her what, you know, the reframing part. And then I said, well, the reality is, the real side of this is, you know, and I didn't even use the word crap, but I'm like, I feel like crap. And I said, you know, but we don't have to stew there. But I think what I'm trying to say, that this helps sum up everything I'm saying, that's also the wound of masculine that wouldn't let in those feelings of the feminine. We don't have to stew in those emotions, but we need to acknowledge them. We need to honor them. And the minute that we do come into honoring them, we can then accept that that's a part of us. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay not to feel good. But in that, we can then transmute that, transform that, and raise the vibration of it. Because otherwise we're judging it and we're separating from it. And then that's creating the resistance that we're fighting in this whole pattern, the whole cycle, that's separating us from a side of ourself that's trying to come into balance with all of who we are. And I feel so teary-eyed with that, because honestly, that's a beautiful experience. And I didn't know this was coming. I want to thank you guys for following me. I will be back as I can, hopefully on a regular cycle and schedule as I go forward, and I will keep you guys updated. And at some point, I don't know if it'll be in these videos, I don't know if it'll be in, you know, future writings. I can, like, whatever, my story about this will be coming out at some point, or it might not. Maybe it's part of letting go. I don't know, but if it's meant to be, it will. It's been intense. One thing I will tell you that's also I feel guided to say right now, I've learned some whole new ways on how to heal. That's going to impact and change how I heal going forward with others. And I can tell you, had I not experienced these things, I wouldn't have understand them to the level I do. So I do try to see the brightness in this the best I can for where I am in the middle of it. And that's all you can do, is show up, giving everything your best every day, and finding the love for yourself in the process, and loving the good and the bad. Loving that wounded masculine. That wounded masculine only wants to be heard and supported and protected, and doesn't want to give up the old sense of protection that has been a false protection of separation and blocking. And your feminine side is ready to come in and allow you to receive all that you've been asking for in your physical body and in your physical reality. And that's how we're going to transmute the world. Okay, I love you guys so much. Please like, comment, share the shine. Let me know where you've been, what's going on with you. Make sure to check out the Free Your Soul online course. You won't want to miss the half-off special, and I'll see you in the next video. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.